year 2023, 14 books this year, and since I suggested to all my friends and acquaintances to finish or achieve their goals by September and then have 3 months off, and that's what I tried to do this year as well, and I sort of did it. The goal was 14 books, and I'm here. So again, I'm just gonna go from what I remember. Yeah, not much preparation into it. So first book, Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. It's a story about how this journalist kept on digging into a matter that was very hard, so to say, and that a lot of journalists before him had tried to unravel this sort of hard story of basically goes mostly around this one person, which is Harvey Weinstein, and his crimes against his employees and co-workers, which was sexual abuse. And then, yeah, Ronan Farrow, here he is on the book. Great journalist, just kept on digging, didn't back down, and got it done. And now Harvey is behind bars. Great book, very good read as well, and just good journalism. Catch and Kill. So this is my bookshelf of the books that I've read. I'll put these in once I'm done. Alright, next one, Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. Now, I've been a fan of Jordan almost ever since I saw the first videos of him online, and yes, I really like his approach. He's well read, well spoken, and yeah, definitely a suggested read. And you can also get a Latvian version if you're a Latvian in bookstores as well. It has been translated probably to many other languages. Let's see what I have written down at the end. Rules for kids. So he has some good rules for families. Speak into existence. Oh yes, this is something that I like. And also one other book talks about this, that you have to understand what you want to be able to communicate it to the universe, the world, and sort of speak it into existence, which is great. Page 194. 198, key, unto others. Do unto others, yes, as you would like them to do onto you. This is great. 199, Leo, limit is needed. Okay, we need to set boundaries. Being happy, page 352. Yeah, oh, just, yeah, great stuff, great stuff. Highly recommended. Let's see next. This is from Russell Brand. It's a story of him getting clean from all his addictions. It's probably alcohol, porn, drugs. Probably was some other addictions that he had, but he has a system. He praises the 12 rule system, or 12-step system, and yes, that you need accountability partners, and then yeah, step by step you can go through all types of and get through all types of addictions and kick the habit, so to say. And it's yeah, a very good book if you're also struggling to just kick a habit of doing something that you don't like. Oh, social media also, yeah, the cover says some of the addictions that he has had. Okay, next one is Oneness versus the 1% by Vandana Shiva. Also, you can watch an interview where Russell Brand interviews Vandana Shiva, which was pretty good. And yes, it just basically talks about how through corporations and through different laws and some schemes, how Bill Gates and other like these tech billionaires and just some crazy people have manipulated their way into power, and because of this power and money and influence that they have, they're able to build these laws and institutions to govern over just everyday people like farmers and other just good hard-working people. And then yeah, like she talks a lot about like the craziness of the situation that we are in and how we can solve it. I've put nothing down at the end, so that means that the whole book was good and there was nothing that specifically that you could take out of it. Yeah, it's just crazy, and yeah, we need to become one force and fight the 1%, the dictators that are hell-bent on destroying society as it is, just molding it into this Orwellian dystopia that I think most of us that are sane fear. Next one, Dan Brown. This is probably what I started with because the last 3 or 4 years I've been reading Dan Brown's novels. I think this is a novel, not real sure. Every Christmas, so I really like, and I'm finished with the series where Robert Langdon is the main character, like this history teacher, so to say. And yes, these are all good books. Firstly introduced to me by my biological father, who gave me the first book, and then I sort of got hooked, and I read all the other books as well. And this was, I think this might have been the first book where Robert Langdon is the main character, but I kept this as it was supposed to be the best one to last. So I read the last one. I'm not sure. Maybe there was something before it. Maybe Angels and Demons was before it. Not real sure. Anyways, yeah, good book, good read if you like sort of science fiction. And one thing that I want to mention, that what I really like about this, is that he has the ability and the knowledge to implement into his made-up story some real facts, some real dates and events and historical figures and art pieces and locations, and it's also a little bit educational as you read it, so it's not all made up, which is great to have these kinds of books. Then this next book is 5 Love Languages for Men, and I think that you really don't have to read this book to get the benefit from the knowledge and the ideas behind it. You can just go online, look for the 5 Love Languages survey, no, not a survey, questionnaire. You go through questions, you and your partner can do it, and you will see what type of love language is your love language, what type of love language is for your partner. You can compare and share and discuss, and yes, I think you can get a lot out of the questionnaire. Not necessarily, well, the book is great as well, but I think it's enough if you just go and do the questionnaire, so no need to get the book and read it, just my opinion. Alright, what's next? Atomic Habits by James Clear. I hope that's how you pronounce his last name. Let's see. Yes, James Clear, yes. And again, there's nothing at the end, so it was all good, that means, and nothing that I felt the need to extract from it and put down. What I remember about it is that like it reminded me of the book by Duhigg, the one that's called Power of Habit, and it talks about how to kick old habits, how to like the system where you have a need or a click that leads to an action that leads to a result, and this result gives you this pleasure or reward, and this reward might remind you of the click or the thing why you need it, and you have this circle where you basically just take out one of these compartments or one of these parts, and you can replace it with a good or better habit than before. And yes, he also talks about accountability partners, and yes, just like simple tools and simple ideas and tips on how to get better and better and better step by step on the way. So also a nice read. Also you can read the Duhigg's book. Yeah, this one. So some time ago I started looking for books online where you just type in the name and then add PDF, and if I can find it that way, I would put 4 pages on one A4 sheet and then print it on both sides, so it saves paper, and but I like to have the physical copy of it, and I probably have written something down here, but it's inside there, so I'll just go from what I remember. And so it's Jack Fresco, I hope that's how you pronounce his name. There's a picture of him as well. It's black and white, so I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is a good book, The Best That Money Can't Buy. And yes, the best things are those that money can buy. Also, the Beyond Politics and Poverty and War is the underlining title, I guess, of the book. And he talks about what we as a society have become from all of the previous ancestors and their habits and their way of thinking, and how we need to sort of shed or get rid of some of the old patterns of decision making, and also most parts of the government or governance that we do right now. And he praises AI, and I'm not sure what year was this written in. Okay, I hope, well, this might 1960, maybe it's when he was born, but 2001. There's some there are different dates here. Not really sure which one is the release date, but it seems that he did not sort of know the dangers of AI yet, so he praises AI a lot, and that it's going to be able to help humans to proceed. And he has some good ideas about where we are heading, and like how we should structure our society, our cities, how they can be very efficient, and what sort of transportation we should be having and should be striving towards to. And yes, very good ideas, and I like most of them. Some of it seems like heading towards like socialism, where we share most of it, and there's not much need for money. So yeah, like the future has to be something between socialism and capitalism, and because you have to be able to work harder and then be rewarded with better stuff or better things, but somehow you also cannot just if somebody is not able to do that, or for example if they have a medical condition or that they get into an accident, which might not be their fault, we have to, as a society, be able to take care of them without the need for them to go and work hard and achieve it by themselves if they're not capable. So yeah, anyways, good book, good ideas, and also one thing that I saw here is that he promotes, I guess, a film called Zeitgeist Addendum, and Zeitgeist series are pretty good as well, so a good thing to watch. Yes. Let's see. Alright, so this is by Michael Johnson, Slaying the Dragon. And as one of my hobbies is running, I really enjoy this book. Let's see if I have written something down. Just one thing, page 46. Let's see what it is. Like that. Training tips. Don't fight yourself. Keep a log. Do the 50th push-up. Don't allow the edges to blur. So, okay, so those are the tips. And page 46. Okay, but everything that Michael Johnson has done is amazing, is great, and very disciplined and good role model, I suppose, is what I want to say about him. And it started with a very very nice thing, which was an introduction by Muhammad Ali. It's forward, and I'm not gonna read it, but it's pretty good. And then yeah, you should get it. You should get the book, or get a copy of it, or find it online. And yeah, it's a good read if you are in any type of sports, and if you want to also take small steps into succeeding and getting better at your craft or sport. It's a good read, and we all need to slay that dragon and to face our demons, and just go ahead and get what you're worth. Alright, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, and basically the end of the book summarizes the whole book. It's a short book, just let's see, 42 pages. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth. So yes, it just basically talks about the strangest secret, that if you know what you want and you can ask for it, you are going to receive it. Though I think maybe what I've noticed is that most people, me included, we are just not sure exactly what we want. So it's hard for us to describe or unravel the yarn of all our thoughts, and just to express what we want clearly and plainly. Most people just go into these depths of things that they mostly don't want, and that they see that happening because that's what they are expressing. So just one suggestion I can give is that you have to sit down and write down what exactly do you want, what is it. You can also maybe use the SMART method, SMART goal setting method. If you don't know what it is, you can Google it, and yeah, just go ahead and get it. Alright, so this was suggested to me by a good friend of mine. She said that this is gonna be the greatest book, but it was really hard for me to read this. While I was reading it, I did come up with an idea of how I would like to write my own book, if I ever did write a book. And yes, I have put down two things, 61 and 66. You can just maybe get to the pages and find what it is. But I will sort of explain this one part, is that for thousands of years we have been blindly going through motions as a society, and this book has been written in 1883, so that's 140 something years, and we as a society don't have a single goal or a vision for the society, and I think that has not changed. So for 140 years we still lack a common goal for all of us to sort of unite and work towards, which is just, I don't know, sad maybe. Yeah, so that's that. Three more. This is Gunnar's Astra, which is an interesting book. It's written in it's written in one language, but then it has been translated into multiple languages, and this book has 4 languages in it. And his story is just crazy, and he's a patriot of his country, of Latvia, and I guess he was oppressed as many of people of that time, and he spent 22 years in Gulag, which is this type of a prison system for expressing his thoughts, speaking on a radio, sharing photographs, and just using Latvian language for just being a normal, everyday type of a guy, telling things how they are, and just wanting to be a Latvian in Latvia. And he was condemned for it, and he was sentenced for a huge part of his life. And at the end of his life, there are some conspiracy theories that he probably was poisoned, and that's why he died, which is just crazy. Yeah, good read, also suggested. And also, if you want to practice like German, I think that's Spanish, or Russian, or English, yeah, this is a good book. No, it's actually 5 languages, so it's Latvian, German, Spanish, English, and Russian. So a book in 5 languages. It's sort of the same text, just translated, so you can learn that way. Alright, this was pretty cool. Not even sure where I found it. It might be in my cousin's, like he bought this old house, and there were a lot of books in there, and I found this, and it had my initials in it. So I thought that's sort of a sign that I have to read it. And it says Māksla dzīvot, which means the art of living. And it has been written in 1933, which is, yes, it has been translated in 1933. Maybe it was even written some years before that. But anyways, everything that is said here made total sense, and it talked about like this generational differences, and how parents should act and pass down their knowledge to their kids. And again, page 104, it talks about school system and how I remember it, how it just takes away someone's identity, or doesn't concentrate on someone's talents, but rather they just want everybody to be the same, have the same test, give the same answers, and everything has to be like very strict and inside of a box, which doesn't make much sense. And sadly, as it was 90 years ago, now it's like in most cases it's the same thing in school system right now. So also we haven't changed much. It's still the same pattern of things, and that might go back to what Vandana Shiva said, is that we have allowed these oligarchs or these crazy people basically to keep on pushing this factory agenda, that they need obedient workers to do as they are told. And like as a society and as a human species, we cannot grow and evolve if we keep on being in this slave mind of just obedient worker mindset, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Okay, and the last one, number 14. This is not the order that I read them, but anyways, this is it. How to cure and not allow heart or cardiovascular diseases. I think, it's probably also prevent and reverse heart disease is the name in English. And it's 2007 by Caldwell B. Esselstyn. And this book just reminds me a lot of one of my favorite books, which is China Study. I think it is somewhere here. Yes, it's also available in Latvian. If you want, you can Google it, and you can get a PDF version and print it out in Latvian. I think I couldn't find an English version of it, a PDF version. And yes, it has some good stories about people who were able to cure themselves with changing their diet. And this book also mentioned the China Study, which was a really big research into people's diets, and I think it touched also exercise and the different other aspects of lifestyle. And half of the book is actually just recipes of how you can make plant-based meals and just healthy meals, or replace unhealthy meals with healthy meals. And yes, just a good book if you know somebody who has heart disease or cardiovascular problems. You should, well, maybe read the book and then suggest something to them, but maybe it's even better if you just give them the book. Yeah, that's about it. And now, as I'm